All right, let's keep working with effects in Avid Media Composer here, and let's work with picture-in-picture. So I want to make an endpoint here on my timeline here. I'll make it right here on the front of this clip, and then let's select a new clip from my bin here. Let's find a new clip I haven't reused here. Let's use Across the Ledge, and yeah, let's start the endpoint. Let's find a clip, and I'm gonna mark an in here. And I want to make sure that my clip goes on V2, so I'm going to move my V1 all the way to V2, right? And I'll do A1 will go to A2, and I want to select override here, and I'll put that on the timeline. I want a little bit longer than that clip wanted to be, so I'm actually going to just drag this all the way over to that point. There we go. So there we go, we have the exact length of that clip. And now right here in the effect palette, I want to go back to that purple square. And I want to go to blend. And I want to go to picture in picture. And I want to drag it on the effect on V2. So I drag it on top of it. And now notice the picture went smaller on the clip above, but it's a full screen on the clip below it. So let's go into the effect mode. And let's configure this around here. Let's move the position to the left a little bit and raise it up, right? Let's go into scaling here and let's make it a little bit smaller on the screen. And let's position it a little bit over too. I don't need to crop anything, I just need to move it. And if we play this clip, you're going to see if I skim through here, we're going to see both clips at the same time, which is a really neat idea, especially if that's how you do something in news and Avid Media Composer if you're a journalist. Of course, Avid, and I brought another clip in here for effects that we've been doing here. And I brought a clip I put in my subclip bin here of a blue screen. It's a young lady. Let's make it T right here. Right here, I want to go into the effect, and I'm just going to bring this clip and splice it down here. And it's pretty long, so I'll just make an edit here. And then on V1, let's make that edit. Or actually, I can just drag it quite simply, make it a little bit easier for myself, and just drag this all the way down. So let's go into effects again, and let's hit key and spectromet. Let's drop that in there. And notice just by dropping that out, we got the blue background out of the way, which is great. So now if I hit effect mode, we can just make sure that there's no blue coming through. It's hard with the hair a little bit. But if I change the tolerance a little bit, it looks like we got it fairly good. Soften it up a little bit, and I think we're there. Now if I take another video that I've been working here with, and I put in point, out point, and if I put that on V1, and I insert that in, A1, go here, and insert, actually we should Command Z that, Command Z. I don't have a background image per se, but let's add a new video track here. And let's bring in something to here, bring in something here. Let's splice something in. Command Z. Things moods because I had things turned on. Let's turn on, let's go to V1 A1, A2, just trying to place my video in the appropriate track here. Let's Command Z. Let's turn on V2, splice that in, bring it down a little bit. Actually, I'll leave it there for now. It's fine. So now I have the video. Basically what I have her on V2, then I put the video underneath on V1, and because I got rid of that blue background, she's now the focal point with the video underneath her and seeing her. That's how they do the weather map, for example. So it's a simple key, is basically what we went for there. Let's delete that. And then one last thing that we want to do in the color effects option here. We have a lot of color effects, and let's go to image, and let's go to color effect. Just going to drag that on to this clip here. I have two clips on at the same time here. So let's put one here. Let's put the color effect on. Alright, let's go to effect mode here. And I want to click where it says, you know, I can see my keyframes here. I can see some, you can add keyframes where at different points where you want to make different color effects here. So say if you want to make a keyframe at one point here, you can add a keyframe. You can add a keyframe at another point. You have so many different options right here to make keyframes. So if I move it right here, I can decide to make a keyframe there. You know, to add it to all the parameters. I could add another keyframe at another spot, and add another parameters, and you can make different color effects at certain points, especially on the keyframes, depending on the keyframes that you're working with at that time. Now I'm going to put the saturation, because I'm working with the second one here, to 0. And notice this beginning part is in color where I made it. Then when I get to the second part, it went into black and white. So you can start off one color and change the color midway through on the same clip, which is pretty helpful. So that was all going into the color effect and adding keyframes within that clip. So again, if I want to change the color again, I'm going to add a keyframe at a later point. And I'm going to raise the color. I'll add the saturation back up to bring it back to color, make it very bright. So if we watch this clip through, we're in color, we're going to go to black and white, and then we're going to go really bright back to color. We changed the color 3 times on that clip. And again, that is more fun with effects in Avid Media Composer.